Vancouver is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Where I'm from in Eastern Canada, we call Vancouver the land of sea and sky, a mythical Shangri-La that may be almost too perfect to be real. I mean, I'm not saying we're jealous, but would you blame us if we were? For years, One Street has been Vancouver's epicenter of fashion, sidewalk society, and what we're here for, a lot of really good food. It's Robson Street, Vancouver, British Columbia. Come on, let's eat the street. Back in the early days, Vancouver was a rough and tumble little sawmill town and seaport. In the mid-1800s, a guy called Gassy Jack opened a saloon on the beach in the area that's been called Gastown ever since. Fortunately, the food and beverage scene has gotten quite a bit better since Gassy Jack's day. Not far from his old neighborhood on Robson Street, you'll find some of the best. Robson Street starts near the water at one end, ends near the water at the other end, and has good stuff from the water the whole distance in between. One Robson Street chef is on a mission to make sure there's always plenty of good stuff to go around. At Forage, Chef Chris Whitaker caters to a local crowd with local seafood fresh off the boat. Today, I hear he's got a salmon with my name on it. Well, our name on it. Come on, let's go. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chuck.
So I hear there's a salmon or pieces of a salmon with my name on it here.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got salmon collars and bellies. We're using chum salmon today, and we're serving with a little pickled veg and some foraged greens. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Salmon collars, maybe a little bit lesser known to people.
Yeah, basically, you could see where the head would be right here.
Yeah.
That's where the collar is, just behind the head. And when people fillet a salmon, they'll usually cut behind the collar, pull the fillet off, and that goes out with either in a stock or just goes straight away in the garbage. So
Wow.
What we do here at Forage is we don't like to waste anything.
Yeah,
Right?
typically, I mean, on the bone is always juicier, a lot more flavor. Plus the belly's got all the fat, so
That's
it's really the best part.
Absolutely.
So what do we do to get started?
All right, so we're gonna make the kazu here. When they make sake, this is the fermented byproduct, so the fermented rice. Traditionally used in soup bases and that sort of stuff in Japan. Here we're gonna cure the fish with it. I just love the flavor it gives. It's got all those beautiful flavors that sake has. So we've just blended this with a little bit of water to make it smooth, a little salt, and some sugar. Mix that together.
Nice.
And over here we'll get you to scale the salmon. So we've got the collars, you can see a bit of scale.
Yeah.
We just wanna remove that and then just rinse it off.
Beautiful. Those are good.
Awesome. I like to let them sit from anywhere from 6 hours, but I prefer to let them sit for 2 days to really get that flavor in there.
Tell me a little bit about Forage, the philosophy, the food, you know, a little bit of everything about Forage.
We're very sustainably minded and environmentally conscious, so we compost all our food waste. We recycle everything.
Cool.
Everything we think about, from the ingredients that we get in the field, making sure that they're not polluting streams that are going to affect our fish population.
That's amazing.
So this one's been marinating for a couple days. You can smell the kazus.
Beautiful. So what's next?
Next, all we need to do is remove the cure from the salmon so it doesn't burn and caramelize on the grill too much, because we want to grill these pieces pretty hard.
Awesome.
So now we're going to take it to the grill. So we're just going to let that go for about 1.5 minutes, and then we're going to flip it and finish it.
Beautiful. So tell me a little bit about the other dishes that you have on the menu here.
We change our menu probably 3 to 4 items every week. So whatever comes in, whatever's in season.
Amazing farmers, people you can trust, people you know.
Absolutely. We use things like elk, bison, lots of mushrooms. I mean, all of it's pretty much from here.
Yeah, look at that.
So we're just gonna let that salmon rest up for 3 to 5 minutes.
It obviously, once it hits that hot grill, it seizes up a little bit. And now we're just letting all those juices come back, and those look like salmon wings.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Tell me we're gonna get to eat it soon.
We're gonna get to eat it soon, so we're gonna go to plate right now.
Let's do it.
With the richness of the salmon and the fattiness, I like to put a little pickle with them to cut through it. So we've got some beautiful pickled hop shoots here. Basically what they make beer out of. In the spring when they pop up, they're like little asparagus shoots, and we pickle them when they come up.
That is amazing.
Yeah. We also do some fiddleheads as well, and we pickle them like olives, so.
Wow. Honestly, the little secret is that they don't taste like anything. They pretty much taste like what the color green looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But ultimately, they need some heat, some spice, some vinegar,
Yeah.
some, you know, they
Lots of
need
garlic,
something.
yeah.
And this,
Sort of that briny olive flavor. so we could use martinis and that
Dude,
sort
that's
of thing.
amazing.
Finally, we've got a sort of a quicker pickle. We do like a bread and butter style pickle on radishes, which
Nice.
is just blown up around here. So like a sweet pickle with mustard seeds.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice pop of color as well.
Yeah, nice pop of color. Next, we've just got some wild forage greens. So we've got some chickweed, some watercress shoots.
Little spice.
Yeah, and some chive blossoms from my garden. Most people just think chives are one thing, these green things that people sprinkle on top of an eggs Benedict. But I like to use the flowers. I'm always chowing on them.
Oh, beautiful.
There we go.
That's great. I mean, there's only
Ready
one
to
thing
dig
left to
in?
do. Let's do it.
All right. Let's see how it's still juicy, really fatty.
This is fantastic. Obviously, the salmon right off the bat, it's fatty, it's moist, it's got the grill marks, a little bit of the smokiness. You've got the pickled radish, which is pretty strong, but just perfect to cut down the fattiness of that salmon. And honestly, the hops, you know, really kind of mimic pickles. And then you've got the fiddleheads that are really kind of like olives, which is probably one of the most unique things. I really love this idea. You should come to my restaurant in 2 weeks. It'll be on there.
Nice.
There's no better way to represent forage than this dish right here. It's really exactly what you guys are all about.
Yeah, great, thank you.
Oh man, look at this. Coming up. Yeah, of course it rocks. It's served in a stone.
Everything comes together in a hot stone bowl, which we keep in a 500 degrees Fahrenheit oven. All right.
Just use your hands, Tom. What's wrong with you? As a big West Coast city, Vancouver has always been ahead of the curve when it comes to Asian food trends. Pig izakayas. Basically, Japanese pubs with killer kitchens. On Robson Street, the izakaya called Hapa has been rocking Vancouver since 2004, way ahead of most places on this side of the ocean. With Chef Tomoki Yamasaki in the kitchen, it's still one of the most celebrated eateries in town. Are you ready for some Japanese pub grub? Tell me just general izakaya type of food and really what it's all about.
Well, izakayas in Japan are generally small places that people go after work to catch a drink. It's not usually a big meal. It's something just to go with like beer and sake.
So kind of like a pub.
Yeah,
Japanese
like a pub. It's evolved into something that's a bit more food-oriented.
Beautiful. All right, Tom, so what are we gonna be making today?
So we're gonna be starting a spicy pork ishiyaki.
Ishiyaki, what does that mean?
Ishi means stone, yaki being anything that's cooked.
Cooked in a stone.
Yeah, cooked in a stone.
All right, so what do we do to get started?
So we're gonna start with the sauce. We'll get the sake going, bring it up to the boil, add the pork, stew for about half an hour.
Where do we go next?
We start adding our flavoring. So this is our mentue.
Ooh.
Basically just soy and mirin infused with bonito flakes,
Dried fish flakes.
fermented Korean chili paste, and then the garlic.
Beauty.
And we're gonna let that stew, and then we add butter because butter makes everything better, right?
You said it. There's something about when you combine butter and soy together, kind of takes the edge off the soy and just makes it fatty a bit. You know what I mean? Like,
brings it all together.
where do we go next?
Once the sauce is done, we cool it in the fridge for overnight, just to let the flavors develop, and then we're ready to put it together. Everything comes together in a hot stone bowl, which we keep in a 500 degrees Fahrenheit oven for at least an hour.
Awesome, let's do it.
All right.
Man, just use your hands, Tom. What's wrong with you? All right, let's dress it up.
First, we start with a little sesame oil. Rice first. Give it some time to crisp up a bit.
Oh, baby.
The lettuce, tomatoes, garlic sprouts. And the sauce sort of just goes right in the middle.
So that's our pork sauce.
Make a little hole, crack our egg, just to finish the little garlic chips. Texture and
Yes,
added
yes,
flavor.
and yes.
You let it cook, let it sit in the stone bowl for a good 5 minutes, like make that rice crisp up and cook the egg.
What kind of rice do you use?
We use Japanese short grain. At this point, the servers would take it to the table and then they just break up the yolk.
The smell of this right now, you know, the more you build it, the more you let it sit, the more the flavor develops and the more this smell just kind of comes. It's just better and better. So what do you think, man?
I think we're ready.
Ready to go here?
Absolutely. Just get in there. It's gonna be really hot though.
Oh.
It's hot.
Man, this is amazing. Crispy and crunchy, and that's what I love. You know, that sauce, that pork, obviously a lot of flavor comes from it, but there's a lot of texture in there. You got a crispy garlic. The crispy, crunchy edges, really that are kind of on the stone there is really kind of my favorite. It's almost like a fried rice. And really in my books, if anything comes with either a raw egg, egg yolk, or a poached egg, it's always a winning dish.
Yeah, and it'll bring it all together, you know, round out all the sharp chili flavors.
I mean, a lot of restaurants are always worried about the food getting to the table cold. You guys are kind of taking care of that problem.
Definitely.
That is hot. Most places have 4 seasons. Vancouver has 5. Summer, spring, fall, winter, and spot prawns. It's a short season, a few weeks between spring and summer, and that's prime time for the most jumbo of all jumbo shrimp. Vancouver goes crazy for spot prawns, and at his restaurant U on Robson Street, Chef Ned Bell helps feed the madness. I can use a little bit of that craziness myself, or a lot. Ned and seafood guru Frank Keach are up early and ready to check the prawn traps. Ned,
Chuck!
what's up, man?
What's up, man? Good morning.
We're ready to get our prawn on today.
Let's do it, man.
Ready to go?
Spot prawn fishing.
Permission to come aboard?
Permission granted.
Let's do it.
Okay, off we go. It's a beautiful day out here. Great.
Epic day, man.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your practice. You guys do things a little bit differently.
We do. The spot prawns are one of the last wild remaining prawns in the entire world. Everything else, as you know, is farmed. All of our fish we catch are done either by trap or hook and line. All day long, as we're fishing, we're on the phone talking to Chef Ned.
Yeah.
Ned, what do you want today? Spot prawns? Well, we're catching them right now for you. So it's a very direct relationship. There's no middlemen involved. It's literally from our boat to our restaurant table.
That's why I love these guys, you know, because they let us chefs get the best.
You only work with chefs, right? I mean, you work with chefs and the public.
And the public.
That's it.
That's it. We're allowed 300 traps per vessel, and this is a very highly regulated fishery, which is, so the traps are in the water, we pull them every day, rebait them, take the prawns out, and then set them back in hopefully another good spot. So it's a real routine fishery every day, every day.
Coming up, hey, who you calling shrimp?
It is like a jewel, right? It's like you could wear it on your finger.
Or eat it. We're pretty much downtown Vancouver right now.
Yep.
How far from downtown are we going to start fishing here?
You barely have time for a coffee, and we're going to be there.
Really?
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about Vancouver. You know, with such beautiful waters here, we have spot prawns and Dungeness crab and salmon all within a few miles of the harbor. We're very close to our first set of traps.
All right, let's catch some of these suckers. Whoa, yeah, baby! Here he is. Later.
Come on, spot prawn.
Shrimping ain't easy.
Here we go.
Let's go,
That's a nice one.
Look at those. Prawn. That's a load and a half right there, man.
That's a fat trap. Woo! Beauties. Okay, Chef, just pour them into the basket here. Okay.
Hatch open.
So what's the deal here?
Well, this is a very important part of what we do of keeping our prawns alive. We're basically creating an environment of where they live on the ocean floor that's same conditions here, dark, cold, and salty.
We're back. I mean, happy and kind of sad at the same time.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. So, I mean, we literally just got off the boat. We got some spot prawns.
We did, man. I mean, you can't get any fresher than these babies right
I
here.
mean, they're
Like,
still
seriously,
alive,
They
still
are
moving.
still alive. They're scaring people. They're still alive. Whoop!
So, spot prawn season is pretty short.
Yeah, fresh season beginning of May until sometime into June, sometimes the end of June. It really depends on the quota and the fishery itself and how many prawns we catch. It's a short season, that's why we enjoy them so much. That's why we love them as much as we do.
So, prawns, shrimps, really, is there a difference between the two?
You know what, there really isn't. I mean, shrimp is from all over the world. These spot prawns are just famous to this part of the world. They're actually called spot prawns because they have 4 spots on them. And you know, once you take the shell off the outside, you can almost see right through the prawn. Like, look at that. It's just like, it is like a jewel, right? It's like you could wear it on your finger.
Or eat it. Awesome. So, Ned, what are we doing with these spot prawns today?
We're gonna do a super simple spot prawn ceviche, a little bit of avocado, some lemon, lime, jalapenos for a little heat, olive oil, and then some nice coarse salt. That's all you need.
Beautiful.
This dish could not be easier. It's the perfect summertime dish because there's no cooking involved here. We're taking the prawns, shells off. We're just gonna lay them on the plate and we're gonna take our lime juice, and you want a lot of lime juice and a lot of lemon juice. You know, ceviche can be marinated in sweet or sour, a little bit salty, maybe get you to chop. I think you like it spicy, right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe a little
Jalapeno up here.
What that lime juice is gonna do is just slightly cook the prawn, just a little bit, right? Then we're gonna sprinkle a nice amount of coarse salt, some sliced thin red onion. It's really coming together here.
Beautiful. So tell me a little bit about you.
You Seafood and Bar, we're actually the first restaurant in a hotel, first luxury hotel to be 100% ocean-wise across Canada.
Tell me a little bit about the menu.
Well, you know what? We're a hotel dining room, so we got to have things like a great burger, great steaks, signature dishes. Most of them are seafood, but we really try and highlight the region. We're just so fortunate we have so many great ingredients here, and our menus reflect that.
Cool.
Maybe we should finish up the recipe here.
Yeah.
We're gonna add some diced jalapeno, a nice amount of extra virgin olive oil on top, a little more lime, because you can never have too much lime on ceviche. Look at that, that just looks so good and glistening, you just want to eat it.
Look at that.
Pretty delish.
I mean, the beauty of cooking is that when you keep it simple, but you add simple but key ingredients like citrus, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of heat, it really brings out the flavors. Right. Man, this is pretty epic, man. This is good.
Oh my gosh, this is good, right?
I mean, the hardest part of this recipe was keeping the shrimp in the bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, they're jumping out everywhere. And man, I want to thank you so much for bringing me out here.
Absolutely.
Let's eat more.
Let's do it.
This is good. Coming up, you know hot dogs, right? No, I don't think so. Every time I come to Vancouver, first thing, Japa Dog.
Thank you very much.
Sitting here at the edge of the Pacific Ocean, Vancouver's food culture owes a lot to Asian immigrants. Hey, sometimes North American food and Asian food come together in weird, wonderful ways. Exhibit A, Japa Dog. This busy little spot on Robson Street started as a food cart that married up a North American classic, hot dogs, with the flavors from Japan. It was a mega hit, and now Japa Dog is a brick-and-mortar restaurant with manager Shizuka Omada as top dog in the kitchen. This is one of my Vancouver favorites. Shizuka?
Yeah.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Every time I come to Vancouver, first thing, Japa Dog.
Thank you very much.
I know Japa Dog started as a food cart. Japa Dog, it's a hot dog, but it's also influenced by Japanese cuisine. So it's something that's really North American, and then you put Japanese garnish. What's your favorite?
My favorite is Kurobuta Teri Mayo.
Oh, Kurobuta Teri Mayo.
That's our signature hot dog.
Okay, is that the one we're making today?
Yeah, that's the Japanese famous pork.
Okay, Japanese pork,
Yes,
Japanese mayo, and seaweed.
seaweed.
Okay, so what do we do to get started?
Okay.
So far, so good. Start with the bun.
Kurobuta pork,
Sausages, so why do you slice the sausage?
cook on inside.
To cook on the inside. So bun, sausage, so far, standard. Onion,
Sauteed with butter.
sauteed with butter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put teriyaki sauce,
Teriyaki sauce,
Japanese mayo,
Japanese mayo,
and seaweed.
and seaweed. So a little bit of nori on top. Oh, it looks good.
How is it?
So good.
Thank you very much.
The bun is really moist. The Japanese mayo is nice and sweet. The onions, I mean, really this is great. A little bit of seaweed on top makes it salty and crunchy. You know, this is really the perfect combination of like the North American classic hot dog, just really upgraded with a Japanese twist. The sausage is amazing. And the teriyaki sauce, this is pretty good. I think you've converted me. The Kurobuta Teri Mayo is now my favorite. You have another hot dog I can try?
Yeah, sure.
Which one?
The love meat.
Love meat?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me a little bit about the love meat. I mean, pretty crazy name.
Comes meat sauce and cheese. And
So, bun, pork sausage,
Yeah.
then meat sauce and cheese. It's kind of like a chili dog.
yeah.
You know chili dog? So, it's for sure good. Now we're gonna add the meat sauce. Oh, baby, look at that. What's in the meat sauce?
Garlic, bacon, celery, carrot, onion,
Garlic, celery, carrot, onion,
beef,
and beef. Beautiful. So what kind of cheese?
cheddar cheese with butter.
Ooh. That's beautiful. Oh. Love meat. It's where it's at. I love the way you torch the cheese as well. The melted cheese, the meat, I mean, it's kind of sloppy. Exactly what you'd expect out of a Japanese chili dog. Japa Dog, Ichiban. Japa Dog #1.